Hello, thank you for joining me. We are approaching a solar eclipse on the 30th of April 2022, occurring in Bharani Nakshatra in the Sidereal Aries. Now, this is obviously Aries is ruled by Mars, and the nakshatra within it that is occurring, this is occurring in, is both Sun and Moon will be in Bharani, and Rahu will be in Kritika. And this is exactly 6 places away, so to the December 4th solar eclipse. So this is like endings of particular things happening, changes, massive changes going on. And dispositor Mars of Sun and Moon, and also Rahu, is in Aquarius. Mars is sitting with, during this time, sitting with Saturn in Aquarius. And Venus, the dispositor, the nakshatra dispositor of Sun and Moon, is in Pisces, exalted with Jupiter. And by aspect, Saturn is also aspecting Aries too. So it's pushing all that effort and energy into this solar eclipse. And obviously this is a partial solar eclipse as well, so it's mainly in areas like Antarctica, places that we don't know much about really. So okay, and I really feel as though I need to I've started the Rumble account, because obviously there's so many things that you can't talk about on YouTube. You just certain words with algorithms, and I know so many of the people I've followed before on YouTube, they've been taken down, you know, just by mentioning a couple of words. So and I don't actually know how to do a live video on there, and I feel a bit nervous about doing it. However, I'm going to have to do it because that is going to be the trend, and more and more people are moving on Rumble. So, and it's quite nice to be able to talk to the people, particularly those people who are awake and they may be scared. Let me assure you, things are going to go and change for the better, because what is going on with this solar eclipse is it's literally putting a lot of exposure, you know, the sun there exposing, Rahu expanding that, the leaders, the what has been going on. And we've been dumbed down by a media that needs changing. And Mercury actually on the 24th of April has, like literally yesterday, moved into Taurus. So broke the Kalasapa Yoga that started 5th of December last year. So we've been through a very destined time. And that time now, it's worked its way through. And now we're going to get the result of it coming the next 6 months. Now, when I still think it's very, very valid. I really do, although the energies of a solar eclipse are literally felt for the first 6 months. However, they go on for 3 years afterwards. I think it's probably worthwhile revisiting that, because there are a lot of things, because it happened in Scorpio. And there are lots of things going on in the world which I was completely unaware of until 2 years ago, when I realised there's something not really going. You know, this is the very first time in my life that I've actually used my intuition and my third eye, my pineal gland, where actually your intuitive, your psychic things kick in. And I think, you know, basically we've been pushed into this environment that we're being busied. Our lives are busy because we're constantly trying to chase money in order to pay the rent. It's like we're in this survival slavery thing going on. So we need to just break out of that. And the whole thing that's going on. So we've got a dark force that's been controlling the world for a very, very long time. I'm going to try to sort of like put this, you know, because some people are awake, very few people are awake. And these people, some people, I take my hat off to them. They've been awake for like 50 years, 60 years, and how they've survived around people who are completely asleep and completely woke as well. You know, like as soon as like the media the new trend comes on, you know, we're busy with that one. And yeah, literally. And I mean, I have been one of those myself. So this dark force, very demonic dark force, has been ruling the earth for such a long time. It's groomed all of us really into thinking that we need to be, wow, look at that iconic superstar baseball player. Wow, look at that amazing rap singer. Wow, look at the cars, look at the lifestyle, and completely busying us, because you know fully well yourself, you might want a dress or a shirt. The moment you buy it, you put it in your in your wardrobe, and that's it. It was just desire based. You are like neutral towards it. So very few items that you purchase in the world is really of that importance. So we're coming out of that. People are waking up a little bit, very, very slowly though. And we need people to wake up. We need people to realize we are caught up in this system that's telling us what to do, what to think. From the moment we're born, we are literally groomed to thinking that this is the way, and we get into their system, and they kind of control everything from education to aerospace to food to religion to everything. They control everything. Media, communications, every industry is controlled. Health, particularly health, because it's not health, is so. And we are being told that this is like how it's got to be. You just got to do this, you just do that. And we have given up our freedom to it. So Aries is liberation. Aries is all about being a sovereign, being independent thinker, being the adventurer, being the warrior. And actually we're going to kind of realize that a lot of things that we need to control that, and Saturn by aspect is encouraging the people to get your freedom. You know, the blue collar people, working people, normal people, we have so much more power than we realize, but because we have dumbed down, so we can't actually intuitively think, we've given up our psychic powers. We are, the reason why people can manifest is because everybody used to manifest, but because we've been dumbed down through so-called health and things that they've given us over the years, food that's been like, tampered with, skies that have got like clouds in them that are not like clouds. Look up, guys, look up, wake up. And so, yeah, we are literally being, the water, the air, the food, the thoughts, everything is like, it's put us in a situation where it's like we feel as though we're always chasing money to pay a bill. All of this is going to change, I have to tell you, but we need to also put up the fight. So, if they're going to tell you to be locked down again, why? Why are we being locked down again? Nobody has isolated this thing that was in the, for the last 2 years. No scientist has been able to isolate it. So, really think about it, and this is what this is all about. But the whole Bharani thing, the whole because it's been like an information war, and it's been affecting our physical self, our soul. So your soul, the sun, is actually asking you now to actually liberate yourself. Stop listening to that mass media. It's not true. Really, there's no facts. You go and every single thing that they say in, go and try and find out. In fact, go on CDC website, go on Pfizer, go on their websites and really read what's going on. Don't just be told. This is it. You've got to do your own research, folks. You've got to do your own research. And this is what is, that Saturn is telling you. Third aspect of Saturn, go find the answers yourself. Information, third aspect, put effort into getting information. And if they're asking you to have more health so-called health things, question it and just say no. We have to learn to say we do not comply, because it's all their mandates. They're not laws. They're not legal. They're not lawful. This is the terminology. Learn about legalese. Learn that there is law and there is legal. We want to do law, not legal. Legal is something that man has made. Law is the force to do with the divine. And we're also going to realize that we have been told to constantly use, we've been encouraged to use our left side of the brain, so the more masculine side. So this has made the woman, because obviously what has happened is like we've been ruled by a very masculine force. And this, when I say this, I don't mean the men, I mean masculine force. And so this has taken us away from what would be our right side of the brain, which is the more creative side. And the creative side is not just artistic, it's the manifestation. So this is how we've been dumbed down. We hardly use our right side of the brain, and we only probably use 30% of our left side. So we need to just take power of our own and just literally start manifesting. Stop eating foods that have got all these chemicals in them, because the whole industry is also ruled by these people. The whole point is that we are in a system of these ease, and we need to now put ourselves into ease by actually taking your power. Everything that we do, we need to now use, because Aries is the head. It's our brain, it's our thoughts, and thoughts are not real, emotions are not real. So don't be ruled by that. We need to be much more into our third eye, into our pineal gland. So we need to detox that, decalcify it, stop using fluoride products, start using water filters and things, because what does fluoride do? Fluoride dumbs us down, and they keep telling us it's good for our teeth. Question things, and I've had to question things. I've been using fluoride-free stuff for such a long time. So yes, so this is what I feel as though this is what's happening, and so we need to be less ruled by the commercial side of things, which is the Libra thing, which has been this is how the commercial side of the world, the legal side of the world, all of those things, they have not really been working for us, and we now need to take our divinity back, because we need to work with our masculine and the feminine side both integrated in order to be able to manifest, in order to have better relationships. And and this is some of the reason why people can't manifest relationships, is because we're sold something, and that something, if you really, really think about it, is the reason why you haven't manifested this, because it doesn't sit right with you. What we be groomed to be thinking that's true, it's not true, and this is what we realize. And so this is why we've made mistakes in relationships, because we think that we need to have this person, and now that we're going to be just breaking all these things that have been put into us, we're breaking free from them, we are going to manifest much better relationship. This is why you'll see the collapse of a lot of relationships that have been fake, and they've been just to do with keeping up with the Joneses, get married, have 2 kids, having a dog, having a suburban home and all of that kind of stuff. And people are going to be much more free now. A lot of people are going to go off grid, and they're going to have grow their own food, and they're going to just connect more. And these answers are going to come to us not when we are busy with all the mercurial things, but with much more intuitive things. And Venus, being the dispositor of Bharani, is actually Bharani is quite a difficult nakshatra. So it's actually with Jupiter, and it's exalted. So you're just saying the two teachers of the actual zodiac are Venus and Jupiter. Venus is the teacher of all, does not discriminate, and is sitting in a spiritual sign of Pisces, where it's just letting go and just be much more receptive, much more close to God. You know, I really, you know, I think obviously I respect people's religions and things like this, but I just think this is much more to do with our own spirit, to be our own soul journey, because we have just been, you know, it's just asking us to question things, you know, question like our history, question our geography, question our food, question our, you know, and the answers come to you when you're meditating, when you're contemplating, and when you sleep and dream, the answers will come to you. And this is what's happening now. So they'll be bringing people, we're all coming out of our 3D position, and it's difficult because it's something that we've been living with, you know, and we've been told this is how the world is, and now we're breaking free from this. So this is going to be quite an interesting time, I feel. So, and yeah, so I just wanted to also touch on the whole. So last year's, I mean, the thing is, there are some, although you would never know it if you were to listen to the mass media. What is also happening is a lot of litigation going on behind the scene. There's a because obviously the solar eclipse last year occurred in Scorpio, where I was saying, you know, I don't want to keep repeating it because the algorithms will actually activate. But so what, you know, that was a lot to do with you know, 8th house things, Scorpio, sex scandals, control, manipulation, surveillance, all of that kind of things are very much themes of Scorpio. And Sun being in there, being that this shows that a lot of hidden stuff, a lot of very taboo things, a lot of very difficult stuff will be coming out. And they have been coming out, but of course you would never know that if you were to be watching, you know, because everything has been about other stuff. Because it's funny how one thing comes up and then another thing is completely forgotten. You know, it's just like they get you to concentrate on this side whilst they kind of like deal with another thing. So always be aware where there is like all the focus on one thing. It's not necessarily what we think. And right now there is this conflict thing going on that is the focus, and the thing that's been going on for the last 2 years, because there is difficulties there, because the CEO of both two of the companies that were giving us the health thing, they've resigned. So, you know, was that in the, you know, go and actually research. Was that in the news? It wasn't in the news. And because they also were not going to publish their safety data for another 75 years. But in a court, they lost that, and they had to publish that a month ago. And both the companies whose CEOs for the health thing that they gave us, health serum, they both have been stepped down. One of them sold 70% of his shares in the company that he was CEO of, and quietly went away. And the other company, the biggest company who was giving us the health thing, also what's happened with them is he's also stepped down, and the company shares are not even on the stock exchange anymore, whereas before they were giving so much profit to the stockholders. So I don't want to make you fearful if you've had the thing, but I just want you to know that you want to start like really eating well, because there are lots of ways of actually detoxing, but you need to come off the social media and things like that are not telling the truth. You can go on Rumble. There be like actually, let me just find the there are protocols that you can get, and I think there is there are a lot of health workers who World Doctors Alliance. You could follow them on Telegram, and there are many others. I actually have not prepped for this, but there are so many other ways of actually very cheap ways of detoxing and things, and they've all been hidden because there's no money in it for them. So all of those have been hidden from us. Anyway, I don't want to get into that because I'm not a health expert. So, but yeah, so I don't want you to be worried about it. But I just want you to say, you know, if the first one didn't work, the second one didn't work, and they're so busy telling so first one didn't work, second one didn't work. Then you had to have a third one. The third one didn't work. Now you need to have a fourth one. And in the whole time, whilst they're trying to tell you need to have more and more, they're telling the ones who haven't had it, it works so well, you need to have your first one. Really think about what they're saying. Really, really think about it. I mean, what are they telling us? Goodness me. So, and realize that God has given us everything to heal ourselves. And the reason why our frequencies have been dumbed down is because we have been groomed like that. So believe that governments know best, TV knows best, all of those big corporations know better than we do. Everything within our land is there to protect us from, like, dandelions, all these things that so-called weeds. Are they really weeds? But really, really kind of start thinking about these sort of things. And I think this is very much like K2 is getting rid of all those sort of like legal systems that are, you know, they're going to be, I think they're being retrained on common law, which is the natural law, God's law. And the legal law is all about entrapment of people. So this is just what you want to realize. So, and the whole system is designed so it doesn't protect the little guy, it protects, you know. So, and yeah, so I just wanted to, oh God, I've gone into a tangent, I'm really sorry, but I really feel as though people just need to wake up now, because we're stuck in a 3D and we need to go into the fourth and the fifth dimension. And it is difficult because these are all the things that we thought for such a long time. These people had our back. They didn't have our back. It's all about money. It's all about control. And it's all about getting you into this ease situation. So you can then, you have one tablet, gives you other symptoms, and then that second, and you know, by the time somebody in their 70s, they are literally being supported by tablet after tablet after tablet. So really we need to just, you know, this is so Mars and Saturn are actually breaking down the 11th house. They are reconstructing Aquarius. So we're going to have a whole new health system. It's going to be a health wellness system. It's not going to be to do with disease and just maintaining things, but actually holistically looking after the person completely. And that's so exciting, so exciting, particularly and obviously I do obviously in July to October, Saturn is going to go back again, retrograde back into Capricorn, which is going to be like they're going to have one more attempt of lockdowns, one more attempt of something else is coming, guys, you know. So just be really, really aware, you know, really use discernment with information, and just make sure, you know, why is it that more people now are watching independent truthers than CNN? Why is that? Why is it that there is, like, anybody saying something that goes against the grain is cancelled, is deleted? You know, just you really think about it, you know. And please go on places like Rumble and BeatTube. And I do realise that I need to do live thingies on there, and to be honest, I do this as like something informative that obviously I was meant to do in 2020, and probably this is the reason why, because I need to give you these messages, because I've only just woken up myself, and I had to go the first 6-9 months when I was learning things. I was so scared, and I didn't realise this dark cult that's been like controlling us, how bad it is, and how it's literally in every fabric of our society, and we need to get rid of it. But we got to realise they are the 1%, we are the 99%, and you got to realise that the moment you start thinking positively, and you work with the universe, with God positively, then you start feeling better. If you've been ill, you can just literally change that energy, and we are all energy, we're just frequency. The more positivity you give yourself, the better you feel. So do that from this point on. This is literally the next year and a half with the nodes is all about getting your sovereignty back, being independent, be an independent thinker, being the warrior that you are, questioning things. This is all about the mind. You know, not allow your mind to be manipulated, and actually getting yourself away from relationships and things that no longer serve you, because you know you are stepping out. But I just got to tell you that we have to be kind to the people who are not thinking the same as us, and because they will eventually, things are coming out anyway, they will have to. But I think as warriors that we are, and we have discernment and compassion and God and source near us, so we can actually then allow people to just gently, and we don't want to say things like I told you so. What does that say? We're humankind, we are kind, compassionate beings, and therefore we need to just use that discernment and be of value and service to others. That's the most important thing a human being can do. So anyway, I'm ranting on again. But anyway, so I just wanted to say, because this sun is there, so sun is being like the creative mind, the intelligent mind that's not going to be, is going to be independent thinker. And Rahu will be there to help like cut away any information that's incorrect. That is, you know, that's Rahu in Kritika is going to be really harsh, in the sense that if it's not, you know, if it's not good, cut it out, get rid of those dark thoughts. And Moon and Sun coming together, feminine and masculine, to actually move forward. I might actually do, because this is really interesting, how once I find out how to do this, I'll do a video on Rumble about Bharani Nakshatra. Bharani Nakshatra is an interesting one. It's, you know, like the guy who, the conflict that happened around the whole globe in the 30s and early 40s. I can't say the word. This is just so bizarre. WAR, I can't say that. So yeah, that guy who in Germany created that, he was literally, he had Mars and Venus in Bharani, and when I was looking at some of the leaders, let me have a look, and some of the people who've been controlling us during this time, such as Anthony Fauci, Klaus Schwab, Boris Johnson, they also have planets in those in that nakshatra, and the guy who has an island, who was hung himself apparently in jail, Jeffrey somebody, you know, that him as well, he has also, so it's going to be amazing. So that is also something that you want to just consider. But I think I'll do that video for Rumble only once I find out how to do it. It's interesting. So yeah, so basically just wanted to say, so behind the scenes there have been some lawsuits from last year's solar eclipse, and that is happening. So some of the leaders now are going to be in a bit of trouble because of that. Happy days, and also things are going to change. We just got to realize things are going to change, but they're going to change for the better. And Saturn is going to help. So is Mars, because Mars and Saturn together are very good at constructing, building new things that are going to be good long term for the humanity. Also, Venus and Jupiter together as well, the two gurus, are going to be helping us to activate our pineal gland, our intuition, and get close to source. Get close to source, so God, not necessarily the whole religion thing or anything like that. Getting close so that we can activate this and actually really see things clearly. When you move away from mainstream and start kind of activate that, you're going to see, wow, how amazing it is that. And I've had to do that, and I do really recommend that. So this is the Great Awakening starting, guys, from the 30th of April. We're not going to look back. Talk to other people. Don't try and change their mind if that is what they want to do, to have the 4th, 5th, 6th. That's fine. That's their destiny. And but we want to be moving into an era where everything that we harness, we look after in the earth, in our we grow, and we are going to actually benefit from it. And this is the whole point now. So it's less reliance on big companies and more reliance on small communities, families first. I'll probably say individuals first, families next, and then communities. This is how things are going to be. And what will happen, I think, is that pretty soon this year, I would imagine, because this is going to be the next 6 months, governments are going to be different. So governments are going to be much, much reduced. We're not going to have parties going forward, because the whole of this dark cult is about like division and conquering. So divide and conquer is going to be out. So we're no longer going to be like conservative Labour, for example, Republic, Democrat, that kind of thing. We're going to be like policy. It's all about policy. It's not about the party. It's not about the individual. It's about a policy. And people will have their vote. And we also, because there'll be less government, less less red tape. That means that we will be able to manifest things so much better, and we'll have accountability, because right now they're telling us that all countries are bankrupt. What is the evidence of that? I don't buy that. I think most countries have got a lot of resources, but what has happened, that money has been funneled through to very, very few super elites, and their time is done. I think we've kind of realized all of those big things, they're U, and the other letter is N, and they're that one, E, EF, and all of those other, you can go and research that yourself. And when you research, remember to use many different search engines. That's the thing. And I think we're going to come through all of this so much stronger, because what will happen is we're going to realize the world is not overpopulated. The whole population of the world can actually be put into Alaska and live happily there. So who said that? Who is telling you that? We're going to question everything, absolutely everything. We're going to go to water authorities. We're just going to literally, just like we are going to take control. So that's the beauty of everything. So thank you for watching. And independent thinkers, that's what we're going to be going forward. For the next year and a half, we're going to manifest more than we know. The solar eclipse for Aries Ascendant. So this is going to happen for you in your first house, and where you have it's a fantastic Raja Yoga for you. 5th and 4th house ruler both in the first house. So it's a Dhan Yoga, Raj Yoga. It's like literally, it is one of those amazing yogas going on there, a couple of them, and Rahu expanding it all. So yeah, it's amazing. So it's all about romance, intelligence. Maybe you're wanting to, for those of you who are wanting to actually start a family, maybe. For some of you might want to think about like changing your home environment, maybe buying a new car. It's just amazing, really, really beautiful. So this is going to be a really nice time for you guys. So I wish you all the very best. And it could be like, because Rahu is there, it could be that you start, you either buy a foreign car, or you maybe even buy a home in a foreign land, because Rahu being there with your 4th house ruler, it's amazing. So best of luck with that. And obviously K2 is what he's doing is actually either making those relationships quite concrete, because there's like a destined relationship there. And but it's the for those of you who have been in a relationship, you're just feeling kind of cozy with it, feeling as though you've got that amazing karmic connection with each other. So it's lovely. But the focus is very much about yourself feeling much more happy, feel much more creative, romantic, much more, because also his fifth house is the sun is education, students, things like that, just making you very happy in that situation. And also your family, your children will make you happy. So wonderful, amazing thing. For Taurus Ascendant, this is happening in your 12th house. So this, like, you will be completing things, ending. There may be some expenses to do with that. There might also be some travel, far distance travel. That is really very much on your, you're dreaming about that. You guys will be very much focusing on the more spiritual side of life. This next 6 months will be very much to do with, brings together third and fourth house. So some of you thinking about moving house, ending a chapter, starting a new, feeling about what makes you happy. Is my home environment where I'm living now making me happy? You want to look after your mum as well. Fourth house ruler in the 12th house, so that's very important. And yes, so this is the focus for you now, just letting your imagination, creativity come through, dreams, connecting with other realms, some of you. And it's amazing. It's really making you much more spiritual during this time. So wonderful. Then for Gemini Ascendant, for you, this is occurring in your 11th house. This is your second and third house ruler both of them in your 11th house. So wonderfully to do with money when your second house ruler is in the 11th house. Gain of third house things could be gain of new skills, gain of new friends, gain of obviously money too. But how amazing that this is all happening, and through your friends and big networks you will gain. Through communicating with them and the close family you will gain. For Cancer Ascendant, this is occurring in your 10th house, so changes to do with your work, recognition at work, because this is also your first and second house ruler, creates wonderful Dhan Yoga in your 10th house. Beautiful. So money, increase in money, recognition, skills, and maybe you'll be doing more than one job, more responsibility. Could be that you get promoted at work. Is absolutely stunning for you. For Leo Ascendant, this is again a very wonderful thing is happening. It's like your first and 12th house ruler in the 9th house. Very spiritual, very connecting with the above, getting close to God, getting close to Source, feeling really, really spiritual. And that spirituality is making you shine, feeling radiant, feeling like very much like happy, connected, ability to learn very much easier through that connection with Source. You could be getting education, educating abroad, go for that, abroad. And this could also be like you actually will travel yourself and gain knowledge, your belief systems and everything else. There could be a change in that too, and all of that really helps you to enhance and evolve as a soul. Wonderful. You want to look after your dad too, because Sun is also Sun is sitting with the 12th house lord, so there could be that. So check in with your dad, check in with your mum too, both. Then for Virgo Ascendant, this is occurring in your 8th house. So there's massive changes going on to do with your groups of friends, to do with ending things, expenses and things like that. All of those changes in that. So you could have sudden expenses or sudden gains. That kind of thing can happen. So yeah, so just be open to it. This is what is meant to be happening. Go with it rather than trying to like fight. So making, because obviously sun is intelligence, making informed kind of decisions. So not like, but researching everything. You know, not just allowing things to happen. Making informed decisions, if you like. But you know, there is going to be transformation, there is going to be sudden changes, and sometimes not going with it can create issues. For Libra Ascendant, this is occurring in your 7th house. So if you're single, this is going to be the time, guys, where you're going to, through your groups of friends, and you're going to gain through a relationship, through that work, maybe changing of jobs, things like that. That could very much be the focus. Meet the person maybe at work, meet the person through your circle of friends. Nice new changes going on, and all of them will be wonderful for your work too. For Scorpio Ascendant, this is all to do with your 6th house service, work, what you do for, you know, health and healing, what you're doing for your daily routine. All of those, focusing on that is going to be amazing for your work and for how happy you feel too. There could just be that you're going to learn some new skills that will help you with work. You might need to travel to do with that too. But this is all to do with really getting out there, and because this for you creates through difficulties and through service, looking after pets, things like that, then you'll get the gains of happiness and good daily routine, good healing, good health, that kind of stuff. But you have to work at it, that kind of stuff. Then for Sagittarius Ascendant, this is occurring in your 5th house. So it's all about like starting a family, education, romance, love, partying, dating, being creative, getting out there and being with friends, enjoying life. This is there's going to be some changes in your education, maybe breaking your education. Maybe you might have some sudden gain, but definitely, you know, Sun is 9th house ruler in the, you know, in the 5th house. It could actually be like end or change the circumstance of your education, that kind of thing. So your children could leave home, emptiness syndrome, that kind of stuff. But yeah, there will be some change, but it will be good because it's all to do with 5th house stuff. That change has to occur in order for the 5th house stuff to happen, which will be much more long-term stuff. I would probably say careful with investments. Then for Capricorn Ascendant, this is happening in your 4th house. So this is all about like changing in home environment. Maybe you're going to redecorate, you're going to move, you're going to buy a new car. That kind of thing is very much the theme. And this is obviously, and what it is, because less focus on the work, more focus at home. So you're going to be wanting to be feeling much happier at home, that kind of thing. Sun is also obviously the 8th house ruler in the 4th house. It's going to be like change of home environment. That change is definitely necessary. For Aquarius Ascendant, this is happening in your third house. So it's all about like more learning, maybe learn a new language, new skill, new kind of stuff that will help you to heal yourself. Maybe you're going to get information about getting a new pet, how you communicate with your friends, doing more creative stuff that will really help you learn new skills in order to help you at work. It's all about skill sets, how you communicate, learnings, short distance travel, that sort of stuff. You know, maybe that you get like with your work, you have to then start travel a little bit more. But that will also mean that you learn some new skills which can actually change your situation too. For Pisces Ascendant, this is occurring in your second house. So this is like your 6th and 5th house rulers, both of them in your second house. So it could be that you need, you know, there could be some discord within the immediate family. There could be some debt situation that you need to look after your money and your savings and things like that. That, you know, so there could be some sort of health issue with the dad that makes you actually have some expenses, you know, so you have to tap into your money, your savings. But it's all good, you know. This is just like some of the things we have to go through, and we have to embrace it. And Rahu in the second house naturally is going to help you earn that money anyway, in order to be able to fulfill that commitment. But you know, this is the new theme, so I don't want you to be like worried about anything to do with that. We just have to go with it. You know, these our souls are always being evolved and growing, and that's what we want to do. We want to grow as a person, so we come into this world with certain things. Well, when we leave it, we're much more fulfilled, much more evolved. Thank you for watching. Thank you.